Well, hello, this is Coach Herm and Coach Meyer. You know us pretty well. This is really uncommon times, and we're living through history, to be quite honest with you. Coach Meyer and I put together some videos today, and we were in situations where we weren't socially distanced, but we are now, so I'm able to take my mask off, so I'm kind of happy about that. You think about those healthcare workers, and I know some of you are probably studying to be that kind of person, and all the equipment that they have to wear now is amazing. But can you imagine wearing that all day long and then being fearful of a virus that could be pretty devastating? With all that being said, we are entering some workouts now that are going to be kind of phase 2. And so we've done our phase 1, and I know some of us went through part of that 6 weeks, and maybe you kind of got dried and bored with it. But hopefully now we have something else that's going to challenge you.
I'd probably say this is that we're excited for what this next phase brings. Coach Herman and myself, I think I speak for both of us when I say this has probably been one of the most challenging times that we've ever had in our profession. And it stems from this idea that we're putting programs together without the ideal measures in place. But it's not even so much that. It's more so this fact that we want to give you guys the best stuff. And we don't necessarily have the best tools at our expense and disposal. And because of that, it just tears at our heart. And so we've been working feverishly to try to put the best stuff together. And I will say there's some stuff that's kind of weird. There's some stuff that's out of the box, but we believe it's the best stuff that we can do right now, and it's going to prepare our bodies in the best way. We want to do that for you guys, and sometimes we're not sure how you're receiving it and what your thoughts are behind it. But we know this in our hearts. We want to give you the best stuff because we receive the best stuff from you. When we think about the excellence that you display as a student athlete, as a man or woman of God, in the way that you glorify Him through the things that you do, and even when you walk through those doors right here, it blesses our heart. And it blesses our heart in a way that says we want to give you the best. And
I would totally agree with that. Because of your attitudes makes us work harder. To make Team Builder better for you when we get to finally use it again, but to make these workouts as sharp as we can make them, to sharpen your swords so you're ready to go in the fall in our sports seasons coming up. All that being said, it's important to lean on each other as much as you can, and I know we aren't close to each other, so we really can't do that, but don't be afraid to call people, Zoom them, and not with your professor, but just with a student, with a friend. And really stay connected in that way. I think God calls us to do that, especially in these times, but now we're separated. We're in our own homes. We're in a different state. Don't forget about your friends. And I've received some stuff back from you guys and gals, and your gratefulness is exactly why we're working our tails off for you guys.
And I'd say this, there's this idea that we've got to have perfection, and we know that, man, it's frustrating, so I'm just going to give up because we can't have perfection, and it's challenging, and it's not like what it was. But what I do believe is that whatever we do, if we do it to the best of our ability, we're going to beat somebody else, because we know the character that you guys have, and we know that if you do it with the character that we know you have, you're going to do it in a more uncommon way than somebody else somewhere else. We're all under the same circumstances right here. We all have the same things at our disposal. Some people do have some weights available. Most people don't. And so it really comes down to whatever you do have available, can you do it better than another person that has the same things at their expense? We believe that you guys will. We believe that you have. We believe that you're going to continue to do that, and that excites us. We know that being in solitude is not easy, just like Coach Herm said. Reach out to other people. But in the midst of it, I also want to challenge you with this. The Bible talks about in many different ways, and we say, oh, we're in solitude, I just kind of want to become passive, and that's an easy thing to jump into. I know in my own spirit, in my own house, it's easy to dive into passivity. And I know this from reading the Bible over and over. There's all sorts of stories that talk about action. And the action is always about Jesus calling us into a place of working towards Him and for Him. You see it in the Exodus. Everything about the Exodus was action. Can you just keep moving towards a destination that has Christ in its vision? You see it in Elijah on the Mount Carmel, and the way that he executes a miracle, and then he thinks he's done his work, and God comes to him in the wind and says, what are you doing? Why are you sitting here doing nothing when I've got work for you to do? You're the only one that can do it, and I know you're going to do it well, but I need you. So work into action. Continue on. And then you see it in Matthew, and you see it in the way that Jesus calls his disciples to walk on water. He says, come to me. He says, you got work to do, come to me. He doesn't just go to them. He's asking them to have faith in what he's asking them to do. And we're asking you to do some things that are uncommon right now, but we're hoping and we're trusting that you guys have amazing faith because we've seen it, and we believe that we're going to do uncommon things through a really weird and challenging but a fun workout, and we hope you dive into this thing.
So all that being said, and a little wrap up, think about all the things that Rick just talked about, but in the bottom line, we have to trust him. We have to trust God. Because in all your ways, if you do that, he's going to direct your paths in everything you do. Even working out, even preparing for class, preparing for your sport, keep that in mind. And something I've used as kind of a handle for a long time, and I haven't really brought it to Bethel yet, but think about, you got to do your work, whether it's digging a hole or chopping wood. And I say, keep chopping wood. Even through this whole pandemic thing, keep chopping wood, and we're going to be just fine. Because I know that we're going to outwork our opponents.
We're excited to see you back when this is all done, and I hope we're all going to be better for it, and I trust that we will. So we're excited to see you when that happens. So keep chugging along, keep chopping wood, attack life, enjoy the process. It's not easy to do that, but be uncommon. We're excited for you.